Like, I curtsied as though I was like, pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty. Like, was that okay?
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Prince Harry appeared to be jarred by Meghan's mock curtsy, going into freeze mode as royals do when someone oversteps the mark, a body language expert has claimed. It is also said Harry was so mad that he confronted his wife following that incident. The Duchess's bow, which has been criticized by some as making fun of the Queen and tradition, has been a much-discussed part of the pair's Netflix series. So, how has the royal family, and specifically Harry, reacted to Meghan's said disrespect? Let's find out. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Netflix documentary was released in early December. It opened to a massive opening of 2.4 million viewers globally. In the first 3 episodes of the much-anticipated documentary, the couple, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, made a series of disclosures, with Meghan recalling her first death threat, Harry talking about wearing disguises to their dates, and previously unseen footage of their son Archie. However, now the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are facing criticism. It has been alleged that Meghan Markle brought embarrassment to the royal household and the United States of America, where she's now residing with her husband, Prince Harry, and her 2 children. In one of the episodes of the Netflix docu-series, Meghan recreated an intimate moment when she met Prince Harry's grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. Markle is seen pointing fun at herself when she curtsied the longest reigning monarch of British history. Meghan explained that the process of curtsying to someone was foreign to her as an American, although her over-enthusiastic attempt saw her ruin the whole gesture. While this moment in the docu-series was intended to poke at comic relief, it did not sit well with social media, as with Harry. Body analysis expert Judy James says she thinks the section is as awkward for Harry as it looks on screen. She said, in a documentary full of pain, anguish, and open signals of stress prompted by her experiences in the UK, this moment of comedy from Meghan jars in terms of implying fun or mockery behind closed doors. It also seems to jar with Harry, who suddenly and dramatically falls out of sync with the woman he has previously been gazing at with utter and unconditional adoration. She continued, as Meghan performs her mock bow, Harry's body language goes into freeze mode. His facial expression becomes a poker face, which is a royal tradition when someone oversteps the mark. It is the fact he does nothing apart from watch that is remarkable. When one of the couples tries to crack a joke, the other will usually laugh loudly to offer support. Meghan does it to Harry regularly, but the compliment was not returned here. She then concludes, Meghan's comedy bow lasted 8 long seconds, but it was only when she rose again that Harry produced a small mirthless laugh. During the controversial imitation, Meghan said, there is no class in some person who goes, sit like this, cross your legs like this, use this fork, don't do this, curtsy then, wear this kind of hat. It doesn't happen. So, I needed to learn a lot, including the national anthem. The Duchess explained, I didn't know I was going to meet her until moments before. We were in the car, and we were going to Royal Lodge for lunch, and Harry was like, oh, my grandmother is here, she's gonna be there after church. Royal author Giles Brandreth called the Duchess of Sussex's demonstration of her curtsy to the Queen mocking and embarrassing. The writer and broadcaster told Vanessa Feltz's Driven show on Talk TV, nobody curtsies to the Queen like that, and nobody would have advised her to do it that way. He said of the curtsy, it's embarrassing because it is mocking, and nobody curtsies to the Queen like that, and nobody would have advised her to do it that way. He added of Harry, he would know that the bow, as it were, is a brief nod and the curtsy is to show respect for the sovereign. And in the case of the Queen, a lady in her 90 seconds who actually had earned respect through a lifetime of service, and that was it. To do this sort of mocking thing is uncomfortable, but it is a cultural difference. It's like you would do a curtsy if you were playing in Snow White. Twitter was also awash with jittery comments about Meghan's behavior. One user said, no one ever curtsies with their hands spread like a wing or their heads touching the toes. Curtsy is basically bending the knees in a formal greeting. Honestly, it's a comedy show at this point. A sad state of affairs. The disrespect runs deep. Netflix must be proud. News from Buckingham Palace suggests that the royal family is in a state of sadness after Harry and Meghan launched a wave of astonishing attacks in their new Netflix series. Prince William is understood to feel betrayed after his brother allowed deeply personal attacks on both him and his wife, Kate, to be aired. The program also portrays the Commonwealth as a plot to retain Britain's empire, and Harry and his wife, who were given special responsibilities by Queen Elizabeth to act as Commonwealth ambassadors before quitting their roles, risked undermining her work and Britain's interests across the 56-nation association by using the series to question its value. They also complained about their treatment at the hands of the royal family, palace aides, the media, and the British public. Their documentary painted Britain as a country hampered by widespread racism, fueled by Brexit, and suggested royal palaces were full of racist imagery. Multiple sources said the family and staff were saddened and upset by the content of the docu-series. Weekend Briefing said that the King and Queen consort were wearied by the Sussexes' repeated public complaints. Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace have declined to comment publicly for now on the criticism leveled at members of the family and royal aides. The King, Prince William, and their advisors have vowed to take some time to consider whether the accusations merit a response. One thing is for sure, though, Netflix's new documentary series on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex is generating a lot of controversy in light of its release. Although the series has set a record for being Netflix's biggest release in the UK this year, much of the reception for this series has been polarizing due to the subject. Some have taken issues with claims made in the show, while others have been more supportive of Harry and Meghan's decision to make a documentary about their relationship. Many of the show's claims center around allegations of discrimination against Meghan, who is biracial. This discrimination is alleged to have come from both the media, which wrote disparaging headlines about the Duchess's racial background, and claims that members of the royal family disapproved of Harry marrying someone outside his race. Others have also taken issue with the couple stepping away from the royal family and relocating from the UK to North America. Although the couple's relationship has been in the media spotlight for years, this particular series has reignited tension between the couple and the royal family. One of the issues stems from a title card in episode 1 that states, "Members of the royal family declined to comment on the content within this series." The royal family has taken issue with this claim, stating that they were only approached once by a production company associated with the series. When they replied asking for clarification, they received no response. Many British media outlets have also not taken too kindly to the reveals made in Harry and Meghan. Several of these organizations have accused a couple of being hypocrites, namely in that the couple has distanced themselves from the royal family to get away from the spotlight, yet have eagerly started a blitz to create their own media empire. Well, if you haven't heard, on top of this series, Meghan has started a podcast and Harry has written a memoir. But despite the controversy surrounding the documentary, the couple has both publicly stated they had their reasons for producing and releasing the show. In a past interview, Meghan gave her reason for releasing the documentary, saying, "When you feel like people have gotten any sense of who you are for so long, it's really nice to be able to have the opportunity to let people have a bit more of a glimpse into what's happened and also who we are." Harry would also chime in and mention that a friend of his had suggested he document his and his wife's life during the time the two distanced themselves from the royal family. That way, the couple could get their side of the story out to the public, even if their side of the story is unpopular in many circles. Should we expect more drama from the remaining part of the documentary? We can only wait and see. And that's it from us today. Until next time, bye